of Edward Quartermain is temporarily being played by Les Tremaine.
Oh, good Lord, Alan. I don't have to be helped down the stairs.
Father, listen to me. You are weak. You are weak. You have had a temperature. Forget about it.
Besides, we don't want to see you. Bolt right back to your room and stay there.
Well, if you think I'm going to the hospital against my will, you're right. Lila, will you please tell these two quacks to leave me alone?
Now, Edward, stop behaving like a baby. You know you must go in to have your throat checked.
But I'm telling you, it's nothing but a simple sore throat.
All right, fine. If it's just a simple sore throat, then we'll go to the hospital, you'll get medication, and then you'll come back, and you'll be bellowing just like you always do.
I do not bellow.
Father, please, will you take it easy? Stop talking at least until Dr. Newman sees you, all right?
Don't be frightened, darling. Would you like me to come with you?
No. Who's frightened? Now, look, I don't want you to come out in the cold. I'm sure I'll be home within an hour.
Here you go.
Monica, if you're so worried about me, why don't you go down and get that nun out of the gatehouse and tell her to come up here and take care of me?
Maybe we'll
let her earn her keep.
We'll do that. We'll do that when you get back from the hospital. We'll have a look after you, okay?
Yes, and when she gets back from Canada, you're
I
going to
didn't
need
know
this.
she's gone, dear.
Yeah, she has. She had to leave for a few days. There's a death in the family. You got it?
Hat?
Here's your hat.
We're off.
Okay, let's
Here we
go.
go.
Come on.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Later, Mom.
You know, I don't know, but he doesn't look that hot, does he?
No.
Dr. Eaton, please call the 6th floor nurses station.
Hello, everyone. What are you doing here, Edward?
Buzz, you're just the man I want to see. As the chairman of the board of this hospital, I demand to know why I'm being kept waiting. It's as if I was one of your charity cases.
Buzz, Edward is here to see Dr. Newman, who happens to have an emergency at the moment.
Dr. Newman, what's the problem?
There is no problem. I have a simple sore throat, that's all. You would think that one of these two quacks would be able to fix me up just
Would
fine.
you kindly not refer to us as quacks? It's undignified.
Edward, I am sure that Dr. Newman is going to see you in a few minutes. I just saw him in the co-ed lounge, all right? I'm going to go home. I'll see you in an hour.
Say hi to Tiny and the baby.
Well, how do you like that? I could be dying out here, and Newman is lollygagging up in the co-ed lounge.
Oh, dying, is it, Edward? I thought it was just a simple sore throat.
That's not the problem. The problem is that I'm being kept waiting. You doctors are all alike. No one's time is valuable but your own.
If you don't stop talking, I'm going to have you gagged.
Huh? I'd like to see you try.
Would you like a magazine to read?
You're going to have
Mr.
to
Quartermain?
excuse him, Buzz. I'm sure that his behavior is due to his nervousness over the examination.
You think it's something serious?
I don't know, but I think it's serious enough for him to see a specialist.
We have this morning's paper if you'd rather.
No, young man. I don't want a magazine or a newspaper or a cup of tea or anything else. All I want is to have all of you leave me alone and not treat me as if I were a little old lady. Next thing you know, you'll be wanting me to take up knitting.
Brought him in to meet with Dr. Newman.
Dr. Miner,
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
You're pacing.
Well, so what?
You that worried about my father?
Aren't you?
Yes, I am, but he's my father.
Well, he's my father-in-law. Doesn't that give me any kind of right to be worried?
Yes, it does. I'm just a little surprised, that's all.
And what kind of crack is that?
What do you mean, crack?
What do you mean by that?
All I mean is that you haven't exactly been buddy-buddy over the years, so I'm a little surprised at the extent of your concern, that's all.
Boy, you really do have a low opinion of me, don't you?
I don't have a low opinion. I have a very high opinion of you, as a matter of fact.
You couldn't possibly. Look, the man lives in my house. He happens to be grandfather to my child. Well, wait a minute. Am I considered part of the family, or am I not?
Yes, you are considered part of the family. All I said was I was a little surprised over the extent of your concern.
Well, I am very surprised that you are surprised, and I'm ashamed that you are surprised.
All right.
Stein, report to Dr.
Ellen, will you come in, please? Yeah.
Sure.
I see no reason to beat around the bush. Your tentative diagnosis was correct, Alan. Your father has polyps on his vocal cords.
Polyps? What's that? Little cysts, right?
Yes, that's right.
What is your recommendation?
I think we should get them out as soon as possible, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
I've scheduled OR for 9 o'clock.
OR? You contemplating surgery?
That's right.
What up? Wait a minute. Isn't there some medication, some less radical treatment to begin with?
We can treat the infection with drugs, Mr. Quartermain, but those polyps have got to come out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Alan, you're just going to stand there? This man wants to cut my throat.
Edward. Edward, this man is a doctor. He happens to be the best specialist that we have. If he says the polyps have to come out, let's get them out and be done with it all, okay?
She's absolutely right, Father.
I think we should admit him right away. We have to do blood count. We've got to do a complete physical.
Will you please stop talking about me as if I'm not in the room? How serious are these polyps?
Hopefully not serious at all. We'll remove some tissue. We'll send it down to the lab while you're on the table, and we'll see what we've got.
And the likelihood is going to be benign.
Benign.
Yes.
That means non-malignant.
Right.
Correct. And if that's the case, you'll be out here in a few days.
Well, what if that's not the case?
If they're malignant, we'll have to remove the larynx.
The larynx? Is he saying I won't be able to talk?
Edward, that is just a remote possibility.
No. No, I won't have it. That's all. I'd rather die than be incapacitated
Father,
that way.
please don't say that.
Look, I'm going to go call Lila, all right?
No. I don't want her to worry.
She is going to worry anyway, Edward.
I have to get some consent forms for you, so why don't you meet me up on the 6th floor?
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Helen, are you certain surgery is the only way?
Listen, I trust Dr. Newman implicitly. I wouldn't have even suggested you come and see him unless I thought so.
I don't want you to get your mother in a tizzy about this. I don't want her worrying unnecessarily.
Mark, I'm sure you are aware Edward has a heart condition. I wonder if it'd be all right with you if I monitor the surgery tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Father, please try not to worry. You've never smoked. There's no reason for you to think this is going to turn out to be anything serious.
Maybe we should get another opinion.
Father, if I thought another opinion was necessary, I would do it. Now, Dr. Newman is a conservative doctor. Believe me, if he suggests surgery, it is the only alternative open right now. Will you please try to trust my judgment as a doctor just this once?
Good. Okay, let's just get you settled into your room, and then Ellen and I will go and we'll talk to Lila, okay?
No. Please, I don't want you to worry her. Can't we wait until tomorrow morning when we know how serious this is?
Edward, wouldn't you want to be with Lila if she were having surgery?
What?
Father, you always haven't been completely honest with Mother, and I think that in this particular instance, you've got to tell her the whole truth. Just got to stay real aware of it. When we break it, we've got to do it real gently.
I'm going to barge in and say, hey, Lila, you know Edward's going to have his throat slit tomorrow morning.
Edward, was that you?
No, Mother, it's me and Monica. Gently, Monica, gently.
Will you give me some credit, please? Hi, Lila.
Oh, my dears, isn't Edward with you?
Father's got to have surgery in the morning.
That's good, Ellen.
Surgery for a sore throat?
I'm sorry, Mother. I didn't mean to blurt it out.
Alan is upset. Naturally, he is. But it's nothing to worry about, really.
Well, what's wrong with him? Why are they operating?
Well, Alan was right. He does have polyps on his vocal cords.
And Dr. Newman wants to remove them tomorrow.
Yes, he does. In fact, he wants to do the operation about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. But there is no reason to be worried. The likelihood of it being, well, it's going to be benign.
You're both very dear, but I know you too well. Now tell me, just how serious is this condition?
We're not going to know that until tomorrow.
But it could be serious.
Yes, it could be serious.
Give me the bottom line. And Alan, please don't give me any of that stupid medical double talk.
The bottom line is, Mother, that if the cysts prove to be malignant, they're going to have to remove his larynx.
That is just a remote possibility. Just a remote possibility, Lila.
It's all right, Monica. I was just thinking what it would be like never to hear Edward blustering and shouting his orders again at me.
It's not going to happen, believe me.
I certainly hope not. In spite of all the headaches he's given me over the years, I certainly would miss all the noise he could make.
So would we all.
Well, I'll go off and pack his bag.
There's no reason for you to go to the hospital today, Mother. He's having tests.
No.
Alan, your father has stood by me for 40 years. And the least I can do is to be there for him today.
It's one hell of a lady.
Yes, she is, isn't she?
darling.
Oh, Lila. Alan, I thought I told you not to drag your mother in here.
Edward, Lila insisted on bringing your pajamas and your robe down for you.
Well, that wasn't necessary, because they've given me one of these silly nightgowns. Without a back, I might add. You know, you'd think a quality hospital could provide something decent for its patients.
There, you see, it was necessary. I knew you'd be miserable in a hospital gown.
Oh, thank you, darling.
How are you, my dear?
Well, not sick enough for surgery, I'll tell you.
Oh, Alan, could you lower the bed a little so your father would be more comfortable? Thank you.
Here, come sit down, Mother.
There. Is that better?
Yes, thank you, dear.
You're going to be all right, you know.
I'm sure I am. But I don't want you to worry.
Well, this is one time that you're not going to get what you want, my love. I shall worry, just a little.
The role of Edward Quartermain is temporarily being played by Les Tremaine.
Audrey, I told Edward what you said about his surgery not being major, but I'm afraid he still doesn't believe me.
Well, then we'll have to tell him again. The removal of your polyps will be a cinch, my friend.
Will you please stop treating me like a ninny? What if the polyps are malignant?
We're going on the assumption that the polyps are benign. Will you stop being so dramatic?
And your son is right, and you'll be out of the hospital in no time whatsoever.
That's what you say.
You're outnumbered, dear. Don't fight it.
Yes. Oh, here comes your team.
We'll see you in a few minutes, Edward.
You ready?
Yeah, I'll join you in just a second. I'm going to go join the team, and I will see you in just a little while.
Let's have a kiss, dear. Oh, love.
Oh, Mother.
I'm so worried about him.
I know you are, darling, but you must try to take the advice that we actually gave to Father. You've got to look at the upside of things, Mother. We have every reason to be hopeful. I give you my word.